Security and privacy, firstly, are two different things, and often they get confused for being the same thing. Security is how we make sure physical assets, data, and that sort of things are safe. So have you got a patching policy, and are you patching your software correctly? Are you making sure that you're getting penetration testings done on systems? So is it hardened to the right level? Has it got the right network? Has it logically and physically separated in the right ways? They're security aspects, and that's one thing. And we can put policies in place. We can patch systems better, change systems. Those sort of things can remedy those problems. Then we come on to privacy, which often get sort of mistaken for the same thing. What we're talking about here is the data that we're talking about physically protecting in the security realm. What happens with that? There are lots and lots of varying bodies and sort of degrees of complexity about how data is managed, and lots of standards. So GDPR, how PII data is managed. Are you holding customer details? Are we holding sensitive information about people? Are we holding biometric information? So that's the privacy element. Are we allowing customers, when our customers are holding customers' data, are we getting the proper opt-ins? Are we tagging data through the journey and life cycle that we use it? There's heavy fines associated with GDPR, risk of breach, financial implications, reputation implications. So really, security and privacy is a combination. It's the physical security around your assets, hardware, software, how that's managed, and then there's the privacy. How are we making sure the data is safeguarded? Have we got the correct permission? Are we making sure that we're attesting to the right standards and rules? Are we making sure that we're not holding card data and that that's being secured and transmitted correctly? And do our customers know where that data is being held? So it's all about reviewing that and advising the customer on how we best change those systems and supporting procedures to impact that. Well, common problems with security are poor patching policies. So often we'll see this, downtime on systems is a big one through poor patching policies. Certainly as companies get bigger and more federated, there's more applications and more software. Someone's got to manage how they're patched, the life cycle of these products, the end date of these products, all those types of things. What typically happens is low maturity, these things aren't patched, it's high complexity. What do I patch? What's significant? So a real problem is systems getting regularly out of support through patching, perhaps security patches, perhaps functional patches. But what that ends up doing is, A, you've got vulnerabilities, so you get vectors and routes in for a potential attacker to come and access data. That happens all the time. There's plenty of sort of stories to read about that. So that's one aspect, is making sure that we have sensible patching, sensible hardening rules, so that your system actually doesn't have those vulnerabilities, and therefore we're going to reduce potential for a risk, data loss, or some other sort of breach. So in security terms, lots of companies buy different applications, and those applications need to be kept up to a certain level, a sort of a gold level. And what sometimes happens is they sit at a bronze level, and that means that they're weaker. They're not strong applications. So our job is to make sure that they continually stay strong, and that you guys, customers, can use them still as they should do without worrying about how safe they are to use. That's our job. So in terms of privacy, there's a growing aspiration in customer bases to make sure that they know who's got their information and their details. So customers now can request a access for request. They can say they've got a right to be forgotten or they want to be anonymised. Our job is to make sure that systems and users of those systems have got the supporting processes to allow customers to have their data dealt with in these sort of ways. Security and privacy in a nutshell for us, I think it's the most critical thing we offer broadly. We need to come in, we want to review the application landscape. We want to understand the business interactions and the touch points. We do that through a number of methods. We interview users, we take documentation, and we sort of do some knowledge transfer and learning on the job. We go away in the background and we come back with a nice report that will give you a nice breakdown of significant areas to concentrate. We'll focus it and make sure that customers are dealing with the things that really matter, and that we're trying to get away and pull the noise away from them, so that really the changes that are being made are the changes that are going to impact their potential security and privacy risks.